many databases. You can see there are more than 400 databases. You can also select only the information that you need. Let's say, for example, you are only looking for a company profile that is provided by the database Dun & Bradstreet. You can just select search and select the database that you want to perform search in. Okay. By default, when you perform all the database, your search is going to check all the 400 database and will retrieve all the financial information available on this database. Market Insight is another way of looking information. It's it's not news, it's not company information, it's information about the market, country, region. You can check, for example, energy and a country, specific country, and you will retrieve the information, a more detailed report, and you can see all the available database that are provided this information. So it's not news, it's not financial information. You are going to have a detailed report available in this database. Okay. The biography reference database, it's only biographic, as the name says it, biographical database. When you check the name of a person, you will access, if the information is available, you will have all the complete list of the name of this person and his curriculum available in this database. Okay, so I really want to speak about this because most of our users use the Power Search, and they sometimes instead of gaining time accessing directly the database they need, so they only check all the information and they pass too much time to searching in the Power Search field. So sometimes you need only to access the news, so go to news. Sometimes you need only the company information, so don't waste your time to use all the database or all the information that are available to gain sometimes. Okay, so now I'm going. Is it clear for all of you? Or do you have any questions?
Clear.
Okay, clear, perfect. So I'm going here to explain more how you are going to perform and use the search. So the logic is the same. When you're going to perform a search, you for retrieving documents, selecting your document, view it, save it, creating an alert. In all this menu, give you the same way of treating the information. The only thing is the Power Search is going to give you more option to select your to queries your search. For example, selecting the date, a specific source, a subject. So as you can see, the screen is more detailed. It's not a simple search form as you've seen in the news or the company or Market Insight. Okay, in the Power Search, you have more option. So I'm not going to explain all detailed operators that you can use. After this session, I will send you a guide with the main operators and how to use them. But of course, I am going to speak about the main that I use to perform and all our customers use to perform a search. But you can also direct me if you have a more specific question, or if you need a more detailed session about the operator and how to perform a search. But basically, it's very easy to use. So let's say, for example, you are searching for a keyword. So let's say I'm looking for a company or a name. Let's say I'm looking for Boeing. So I'm entering my keywords. You can use different terms. So let's say you want to aid your search with, as you can see here, the list of operator. You have the to have the exact phrase. You have an operator and, or, and not. So let's say I want all the information about Boeing, and I want also all the terms that go to the document that contain also the word Airbus, for example. So the search engine will search for both of these terms and retrieve all the information and all the documents which contain Boeing and the term Airbus. If he don't find both of these terms, he will not retrieve the documents. When you say I want or, it means you want all the documents that contain one of these terms. You know, one, if it contain Boeing, he will retrieve it. If it contain Airbus, he will retrieve it. If it contain both of them, he will give you all the documents that contain one of these terms. So of course, he will going to search more, give you more document with this. It's only a logical operator that you can use when you perform a search on Nexis. Sometimes you don't want to have a noise. For example, you don't want to have, let's say, another terms. For example, I want all the documents that contain Boeing and Airbus, but I want to exclude all the term that is talking about coronavirus. It's too much noise. And I am going to say, I want all the document that's talking about, for example, Airbus and Boeing, but they don't talk about coronavirus. So the search engine will reject all the document that contain both these terms and reject all the document that contain the term coronavirus. Okay. So it's when you use also one of the most important thing to know is, for example, when you perform a search for an exact phrase. Let's say I want only the document that contain the term Boeing industry. So it's going to say, give me the exact expression. I'm going to use the codes, Boeing industry, to have the exact phrase. If I don't put the codes, he's going to search for the terms industry, the terms Boeing, and the terms Boeing industry. So he's going to retrieve more documents. Maybe it's too much noise for you. So you have this, as I explained, this simple operator and, or, and not, and the exact phrase, the codes that you can use. So basically with this, only this operator, you will get all the search that you can perform all the search that you want, and it's very easy to use. So don't think about it as something difficult to do. If you need more specific operator, as I said, don't hesitate to contact me. So here you have also some option like index terms will allow you to perform a search for a specific subject. Let's say I want, as the first search, I want Boeing, but I don't want Boeing for all the news. Maybe I want only Boeing for the aviation military equipment. I'm going to say, I see if this subject is existing, aviation. So the tool is going to search for, give you this index term is provided and performed by our team. So they work to enrich this database. So you say, for example, I want only for accident safety, regulations, sector safety, transportation law, for example, commercial general aviation aircraft. So when you select a subject and you perform your search, he's going to search only for the terms that you want. Okay, from this subject, he's not going to search for all the information, and we are not going to be overwhelmed from too much information or too much news for these terms or the company name that you're searching or anything that you're searching. So you specifically search in a specific subject or the topic. Okay. Here you are going to check the available dates. For example, you can check for today information, month, you select your date. You can select a specific date, of course. You can also, here you have in the source, you can say, for example, I don't want to perform a search in all the news available in Nexis. I can say, let's say, for example, do you have CNN? And the tool is going to search in a specific. Let's say I know that there is a hot subject in CNN News, for example. I click in CNN International. So all the terms that I search, I want to search only in this source, okay? Or multiple source. I can say BBC. It's going to provide all the BBC available on Nexis. Let's say BBC Monitoring International Report. So I'm saying to the tools, please search these keywords in this specific source, okay? Here in the filter, you can also select, as you can see, you're performing in the Power Search, you perform your keywords in all these database, the news, the company financial, the biographies, and the legal. So if I say I want only the news, I have only to check the news, because by default, if you don't check anything, he's going to search all the database. Okay. Here in the news, you have more specific option. You can select the media types. So for example, magazine, newspaper, web. You can say I want only Arabic and English. You can specifically don't want to have all the news available for your term search, and you perform your search. Okay. So let's say, for example, I'm going to unselect this one. Let's say, for example, I want Boeing and Airbus. Going to say and you're going to select your dates, previous week, for example, and you perform your search. So for each of the search that you perform on Nexis, it will show you the same page. So the result page, The left panel will allow you to refine your information. You can refine, you have several options here. You can refine by time, you can refine by location, by publication language, and you just have to click in your filter and select the information or the news that you want. If you want only English, you have to select click on English, and it will retrieve only the document in English. If you are want to select a specific industry or subject, you click on industry and select different keywords that are related to a specific industry. For example, if I want only the defense and aerospace, I have only to click on defense and aerospace. If I want to click several subject or several industry, I just have to click on select multiple, and you select the different terms that you want in your search. So the filter will allow you to refine quickly your information and to get directly to the article that you need, or to the news that is related to your key search word. Okay, here you have some option. You can preview your documents, so it's very easy to use. So for example, I can select my document. You have a basic operation like selecting your document. You can select the first page. You can, or specifically select only the document that you want to download, to save in your folder, to send by email, to download, or to put in the cloud. Okay, so let's say, for example, I want to save this document. I can only select this two documents and I want to save it. I select the folder. So as he will show you the folder that are already existing in your session. If there is in your new session, you will see an empty folder. So you just have to select choose a folder, and you are going to create a new folder or select the folder that where you want to save your document. I want to create here my document. I say Boeing, for example. I create is automatically selected, and I save my document. So here I saved a document. All the documents that I save are available in my folder, but I can also save my search. So the difference is that I'm going to search a logic. I'm going to save the keyword, the timeline, the exclusion word. I'm going to say I want to save a search, not a document. So you have two ways. You have way of saving your documents, or a way of saving by using action, saving the search. I want to perform a search next week, in the next 6 months. I don't want to re-perform the keyword, selecting the language, the dates. I'm just going to say I want to save the logic of the search, and I add it to my folder. In the same way, you can create your folder for your search. I'm going to call it search Boeing, and you're going to save it. Create and save it. So here I saved a search. Okay, before I saved only these two documents, and both of this action will take me here in the folder, and I will see that I saved my work, how I search, how I perform a search, and I saved also documents. In Boeing here document, I have only the document that I saved. If I click here, I will see all the document that I saved. I have two documents, I saved them here. Here, if you go back and select search, maybe in the next month I want to perform this search, the same search with the same keywords. I select, and I'm going to rerun my search. Okay, rerun my saved search, and I will have all the documents will be available the next month, or the next week, etc. So I rerun myself, but I didn't select new words or selecting the date, etc. I saved the logic. Okay, is it clear for everyone? Don't hesitate to interrupt me if you have any questions. Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes.
If you don't mind, just in the searching, we have to put and or
no.
Usually in capital letter, usually.
Oh,
the
tool
doesn't matter.
The tool will detect all the language, and which is, but he will detect the capital or the minus letter. I like to I prefer to write it capital letter to distinguish between the word that I use. But he can also understand when you say Boeing and Airbus. No problem.
Yeah, okay. But I thought that when you change it, that mean it's only accept capital.
Yeah, I understand. But for these tools, yeah, I understand. For this tool, it works very perfectly when you use only. He will detect automatically all the letter. Okay, he will know that this is an operator. Okay. Thanks. Okay. This is just for you to maybe to sometimes when you have a long queries, you will see you have a better look of your queries, and if you made a mistake in the words, etc. So I prefer to write it a capital letter to distinguish between the words, but it's going to detect all the operator automatically.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So as I said, so you performed your search, you save it in your folder. It could be your document or your logic of search. So you can have also the option of creating an alert. So a very important option, you can, for example, you don't want to access to Nexis every day. You just want to set up your queries and receiving all your document by email. You just click here in action, as you can say. You have to perform a search after you create an alert. You cannot say, I want to create an alert, where to click, okay? You are going to perform a search, and after that you have action button here. Near the action button, you have create an alert. So I'm going to create an alert. So he's going to automatically take the title, he's going to take the queries. So I'm going to change the name and say just, it's the query, is the alert for Boeing. I can put a description. He's going to take all the search terms that I put, okay, automatically. And I'm going to say monitor, so he's going the news that I select in the search, okay? As I select the newspaper, the magazine, and the web. He's going to select the way of delivering. So you say email online. He's going to take my email address, so automatically from your station. And you're going to say, let's say monitor overview here. Just the frequency in delivery you have also after your email address, you have here the daily. So you can say I want at every day or weekly or monthly, you set up your option. Let's say, for example, daily at 9 o'clock, I want to receive an email if there is a new article for this term or for this searcher term. So I'm going to create an alert. So at today, starting from tomorrow at 9 o'clock, if there are new article for this search, I will receive it automatically by email. Okay, you can manage your alert by clicking here in alerts, and you will see all the alert that you set up. Okay, you can re-edit your alert. You can pause them. Okay, pause your alert. I don't want to receive anymore, or you can delete them. Okay. So this is the option I want to show you before I start. I want to show you, do you have a specific question here, or can you tell me if you have a specific needs, specific database? Because I show you the main functionality. I don't want to go deep in the tools and what you can do with it. Not necessarily to know everything in details. Basically, all our customer perform a search. They like Nexis because the database is worldwide. The license content is available. Of course, it's not a Google search. You have access to a premium license content. The content is enriched depending on the publisher every week, every day. So you have full access to all these documents. When you perform a search, just to show you, when you translate your document, also very important. Sometimes you are going to say, let's say I'm going to rerun my search. Searching. You will see an option of translating your documents here, as you can see in translating. So maybe you have a document that is going to be in German, in Arabic, in English, in French, and you want to translate in any language that you want. So the translation, it's not perfect. The purpose is to help you understand what's behind the document. And if you want to download the document in the language, sometimes I have this question. There are restricted license content, so it's normal. Sometimes you will always have the original document downloaded in your file. Okay. Very important also an option include and exclude terms. Sometimes you perform a search, but you will see that you want to exclude terms in the search. So you are going to say, oh, okay, in this search, I want to exclude the terms, for example, financial, because I see that I have too much information about financial. So you can refine your information by using this search box, okay? Or include only the document that contain these new terms and a date, a company name, anything that is going to help you to refine your information. You can include it in this box. So the user generally use a lot, very much this option and like it. Okay. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes.
Perfect. So before,
sorry, Salim, sorry
yes,
to interrupt.
Just
just as a reminder, if anybody does want to throw a question in Arabic, that is fine. We can tackle that as well. So if you find it easier to sort of communicate that question in Arabic, please don't hesitate to do so. Thanks. Thanks, Salim.
Okay. يمكن التكلم باللغة العربية بدون مشكل. No problem for that. I can handle Arabic also. Okay. Also, sometimes our Arabic customer need to perform a search in Arabic. I am here also to help. The search is different in language. Sometimes, of course, you need to enter the keywords in Arabic. So the logic is the same, but don't hesitate to ask me if you have more specific question about using the language, the Arabic language, and how the tool is reacting to this language. Maybe sometimes you need to have a more specific queries when you use this language. Okay. So also I want to speak about just this logic here. I talked about this, as you can see, the subject, the industry, the geography. So you can search the terms that you need. For example, if I need only the financial, sorry. So for example, I want financial result for Airbus and Boeing, for example. When you can select the subject by searching the keyword for the subject or selecting directly the subject that you need. So clicking by subject, and you can see all the subject that our team is working and had loaded in Nexis. Okay, it's a very good option to refine your information. You are not overwhelmed by too much information, as I said, when you use the index terms. The only thing that you have to remember is the terms that are indexed are for the 9 language, not all the language, but 9 language. And I will talk why this is important. Sometimes you perform a search we're using these index terms. I'm just going to say which language are indexed. Okay. So you have the Arabic, you have the English, the French, the German, the Italian, the Russian. Let's say not the Russian. No, you have the Portuguese, you have the Spanish, and also, yes, the Russian. Okay. So when you perform a search, it means that you are going, for example, annual financial results. So he was going to refine the information for all these languages, for Arabic, for English, for French, for German. You don't need to enter the keywords financial result or to specifically set to search engine search to these terms. When you use the index terms, it's going to automatically retrieve all documents that speak about the subject automatically for all this language. If you have a specific search in one of the other languages, Chinese, Korean, etc., you need to enter the specific words. For example, I want a financial and I will enter the keywords, or I don't use the index term because it's not going to retrieve the document. It doesn't mean that there is not a result. It means that the document are not indexed in this language. So very important when you use the index terms to know that you are going to do this job automatically for the 9 language that I show you here. Okay. So it's very important. Don't say that you don't have a document available in one country or in one language because you use these terms. You have access to full document or different language worldwide. So, but the only thing this is a more detailed option for refining information. So be careful when you use that. So generally, it's enough for you when you use English, Arabic, or all language. But it's if some of you need, for example, a specific market, for example, in Chinese or in Japanese. So be careful when you use this option. I don't use this index term when I have to search and information in this specific language. So it's very important to you to know, but never say that I don't have and I don't get the information in Nexis in the search engine. Okay. So this is it for me. I don't want to go deep in other option. I will let you to grasp all this information and test the tool. We take all your remark, what you need. If you have a specific question in one of this database, in the result that you have, in the way of using the tool, don't hesitate to ask me. It's very easy and simple to use. The main objectives here is to have the access in one platform to a large amount of information without, as I said, too much work. You have, as I said, company, market insight, biography. Don't hesitate to use the tools to perform the search, to test the tools to see if it's answer your question. And sometimes you need, for example, you have a way of thinking in your process, and you don't know how to replicate this process in the Nexis tool. Don't hesitate to ask me. Send me an email. I will help you to perform your queries to have the best result that you can get from Nexis. Is it okay for everyone?
Fantastic. Thank you, Salim.
You're welcome.
Okay, Salim, thank you very much for that very informative run through. I know for most of the people on this call, you may have used the tool before. This may be the first time. What we'll do after this call is the team from Virtus will send out a cheat sheet and also a quick tips and trip guide to each of you. If you have any difficulties accessing the platform, please do reach out to the Virtus team or your internal contact that was mentioned at the start of this call, or myself or Salim are always on hand if you need any assistance with anything to do with the platform. The amount of data in Nexis is very, very vast, and the use cases will vary for each of you. If you ever find yourself stuck, or if there's something you think, I wonder if the platform can do this, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. I know that our Nexis platform, for example, is used across marketing, across communications, across PR, across research, across accounting, across mergers and acquisitions, across multiple different departments already in the organization, but in lots of different organizations around the world. As you can see, even from this page, we have news, the company information, the market insight, biographical information, legal information. That it might be that, for example, the business is looking for some sort of merger or acquisition, and we can build folders within the platform to help that can then be shared amongst different users. So I know that KOC have offices around the world. So of course, if you have colleagues elsewhere that you want to share documents with, and you want to see more information on how to do that, please let us know. And also what we will try to do over the next few weeks is reach out to more of your colleagues. So if there are other people in your departments or in different departments that require access, I know that a lot of people will still be working from home or working from elsewhere. If they need access, again, we can sort all of that out. So anything that we can help with, please let us know. And Salim and myself and the team at Virtus are always on hand to assist. I'll pass back to the team at Virtus now to sort of wrap up this. But again, please do reach out to us if you have any questions. Rayad? Or Yusuf, Rayad, are you there?
Yeah, I think that's all. If anyone has any questions, they can ask now, or we'll wind this session up.
Yeah, I have one question. Whatever information it is giving, is it only the information which is available in the public domain? Is it, or it has a special kind of information which is only accessible through this platform?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, so Nexis is a combination of public domain information and licensed content. So we have a vast number of sources within the platform. And like you say, some of them will be public domain, but others will be behind a paywall, and Nexis accesses that content and pulls it into the platform. So a great example of that is the Dun & Bradstreet data. So unless you have a subscription to Dun & Bradstreet, you won't be able to get access to the entire data that we have. Similarly, a lot of the company's information from around the world wouldn't be openly available in the public domain, and a lot of the news sources that we access, you might be able to find a web source, but you might not be able to find, let's say, a print publication or a source that is behind a paywall. So there is a mixture of public domain and licensed content.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for the question.
Excuse me, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, regarding the information, if somebody are searching for our documentation or our company, we can have track or reports that who is searching regarding our company?
No. I would love to be able to say yes, but unfortunately not, because it's a search on a database. Each individual organization has their own access to this database, and that database isn't logged. So we, in the same way that we protect your privacy, we also protect the privacy of others. In the same way, I guess Google wouldn't necessarily release data on everything that's searched, even though they have that data. But what you can do, just sort of on a flip side of that, is if you wanted to monitor mentions of the Kuwait Oil Company or any of your competitors, for example, we can create a folder that collates all that information. And on this homepage, we can create a widget that sits and gives you kind of a live feed of that data. So if you want to see what other people were saying about you or your competitors in the news or in companies' information or market insight, then we can create dashboards or alerts to look at that information. But when it comes to what people are searching for, that's unfortunately unavailable.
That means we can make comparison between us and between the other in the search.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
My pleasure. And if you want more information on that, and I can send you some documentation, or we can have a separate session if that's something you're looking to do, because obviously it's quite specific, but it would take us maybe a 10-15 minute call, and I can show you all of that and how that works. And once we've set it up, you can leave it to run in the background and use it whenever you like.